Welcome, folks, to what promises to be a great Tuesday night of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy. And we've got Allie LaForce reporting from the sideline. For the Denver Nuggets, they come into tonight's game after the loss to the Knicks in New York. Nobody near Williams. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. And Stan, talking about this matchup for a second, when it comes to moving the ball, these two teams have to be considered two of the very best at it.
Couldn't agree more, Kevin. Both of these groups, very selfless. Got to give a lot of credit to these coaching staffs for getting their guys to buy in on a team-first mentality. That makes for some tremendous team chemistry. And by the way, it wins a lot of games, too.
And now, Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Well, Billy Donovan had a few moments to share with me.
Right away, we got to talking about Jaylen Brown, and he said he's going to make trouble for us, but with strong coverage and fast rotations, I think we'll do a good job limiting his production. Some confident words from Coach on how they'll slow down Brown's output tonight. Guys, back over to you.
All right, Allie, thank you for that. Pass to Alexander Walker. And a miss there on the triple.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Now, man. And off target as he starts the game 0 for 1. Here's Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
And sometimes defenses sleep on Doncic's ability to elevate. He is capable of throwing it down.
Here's man. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Screen by Claxton. And he gets the bucket. Brown's got his second basket of the night.
Great call having Brown run pick and roll. He is so confident with the ball in his hands.
Here's Alexander Walker. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Here's man. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Pass to man. 5 on the clock. Bridges outside. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Chicago Bulls. And we saw last season the Nuggets, GA, in the final week of the regular season, making a coaching change and a shift in their front office.
A pretty rare situation. Seems like there's been a power struggle, and rather than choosing sides, the decision was to just make a fresh start.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. With the shot, the Nuggets with another miss.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Pass to Buzelis. Good, and the assist goes to Doncic.
And when it comes to the three-point shooting of Buzelis, we know he has the ability, but we need to see consistency.
Here's Brown. He's guarded by Williams. Back to man. And he drops it in from the low post.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense area, he's no way he's missing a layup like that.
Here's Alexander Walker. Still scoreless. Doncic, no good. The Nuggets on offense. Pass to man. To the inside. Porzingis with the block.
A unicorn out there doing what he does on defense, protecting the paint.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. Here's Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
And that's a special play coming from the one spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Here's man. Shot clock at 6. Claxton. And Claxton throws it down.
I love the way he went with the bounce pass there. Great awareness.
Back to Doncic. Down it goes, his third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
Creating space, Doncic will move defenders around.
Brown with it. Williams picks him up. Pass to man. There's the 3. On the wing, man. The putback. Out to Bridges. They shoot again. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to go on Buzelis.
And the energy and athleticism of Bridges is off the charts. He is a tough cover for the defense.
The Bulls making a switch here. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. And there's a foul called on Trey Mann. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Now, here's Doncic. He's got 6. Claxton with the steal. Man with it. Pass to man. Picked by Bridges. On the top of the key. The rebound by Johnson. The Bulls with the lead. Doncic with it. Picked up by Brown. And the dunk by Doncic.
And that's a special play coming from the one spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
So David Adelman's decided to call a timeout here. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. The Nuggets trail by 3. Carter looking around. Here's Branham. The Nuggets with another miss. Outside, Simons. Here's Edey. And the dunk by Edey.
Simons becoming such a great distributor of the basketball.
Carter right side. Driving the lane. And then Carter with the dunk.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
Johnson in the corner. Pass to Edey. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Here's Branham. Still without a basket. Carter outside. Just 5 on the clock. Grant gets a wide open look. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. The Bulls leading by 3. Pass to Wells. Lets it go. Rebounded by Vucevic. And Vucevic has got the ball here for Denver. Now here is Carter. Back to Vucevic. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Well, at the rim, Edey's the guy you have to get past. No chance there.
Johnson outside. And the Bulls with another miss.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Hey, the Chicago Bulls retiring the jersey of hometown hero and former league MVP Derrick Rose. His coach with the Bulls, Tom Thibodeau, said, "The true measure of a man is how he handles adversity, and nobody did it better. He always found a way to rise above, and there's no question in my mind he is a Hall of Fame player." Kevin, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Allie. Now here is Carter. Pass to Branham. From past the arc. Edey with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
The shot by George, wide open. Misses, and the dry spell continues. There's 18 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Grant for three. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Johnson left side. Outside, George. It's been all about Luka Doncic for the Bulls. For moments during that quarter, it felt like a one-man wrecking.
Denver, 13.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, but it's hard to keep that kind of intensity for the entire game. But if they can come close to that, they'll be in a great spot.
Here's Buzelis. And then Buzelis with the dunk.
It doesn't take much to get Buzelis up to the rim. He just pops off the floor and is right there.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Bruce Brown. That is his first foul of the game. Doncic outside. The rebound by Grant.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And as his career has progressed, Dan, Jeremy Grant becoming a more offensively focused player.
Oh, absolutely, Kevin. I think that Jeremy Grant's one of those guys that got his early playing time in the league with defense, energy, and effort. And as he got more playing time, that allowed him to develop his offensive skills. And now he is a very good scorer on top of what he gives you on the defensive end.
Back to Carter. Outside, Jones. Off target from three-point range.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Here's Doncic. Buries the 20-footer. Doncic has got 10.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Pass to Brown. Picked by Vucevic. Brown wide open. He fires. Misses off the right iron. Chicago leading by 7. Here's Alexander Walker. Hits the three-point bomb. Alexander Walker's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
The end of the drought. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
Well, give credit to the defense for cutting him off. Normally, that'd be easy points for him at the rim.
Here's Doncic. Doncic explodes off the drive. What a slam!
And great court awareness there helps Luka find an opening, and he just explodes on the drive.
Pass to Vucevic. Back to Jones. Clock at 6. Picked by Vucevic. Well, Nuggets need to get a shot off here. That's a miss, his second after 2 shots.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Well, this is what you love to see. Porzingis attack the rim.
Pass to Grant. Lets the 3 fly. Third time is not the jump. 0 for 3 from the floor so far. Doncic with it. Picked up by Brown. Some nice ball movement here by Chicago. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Williams. And Billy Donovan wants a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy.
Substitution on the court.
The Nuggets trail by 14. So, Stan, let me pose this question. What do you think is the most important thing to stress in youth basketball?
I think there's 2 things, Kevin, that need to be stressed in youth basketball. The first one is love the game. Make it enjoyable for guys because, look, if kids love it and enjoy it, they'll keep playing it, they'll keep practicing it, and they'll get better. And then the second thing that goes along with that is the fundamentals. You can never do too much work on footwork, ball handling, and things like that.
Doncic drops the hammer!
Well, the skill of Doncic at 6'7", 230, it makes him an impossible matchup defensively.
Brown outside. Here's man. Brown. Pass to Claxton. Wants to get it to Brown and does. And Claxton throws it down.
Well, Brown is always looking to score, but he's far from a selfish player, and he will move the ball, too.
Back to Doncic. And taken away by Brown. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Wells with the steal. Doncic looking it over. Puts up a 3. And a shot by Wells, no good.
That's just a great effort on the defensive side. Plaster to the shooter.
Brown outside. Pass to man. Now man fires from way outside. Man can't hit.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Here's Middleton, and it's good off the back rim and in. Middleton's got the lead up to 14 now for the Bulls. Brown with it, now guarded by Wells. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And Billy Donovan wants a timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Bulls on defense. 14 points, their largest lead in the game. Pass to man. Brown right side. 6 to shoot. Up again. Here's Claxton. And Claxton throws it down.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe, just maybe. The shot by Wells, no good. And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the Denver Nuggets.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Pass to man. Here's the three. Jaquez with the rebound. Chicago leading by 12. Wells with it. Picked up by Brown. Jaquez outside. Now George. It's hauled in by Claxton. So David Adelman's decided to call a timeout here. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. For the Nuggets. And here's Carter. 1:35 left in the second quarter. There's a screen. Here's Branham. Out to Carter. Launches a three. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
The defense gave him a little space, and he took advantage.
And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
And 1:01 left in the first half. Pass to Vukcevic. 6 on the shot clock. It's sent back by Edey.
Well, offensively, you have to be aware of Edey. That man is 7'4".
Now George. On the wing, Johnson. Scoreless thus far. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Carter with it. He has 5. Up in time. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. It's Chicago. They lead by 13. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Here's Brown. There's the pick. Out to Bridges. Man trying to break loose. And the layup is good. Bridges got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Nuggets. And you think of all that Jaylen Brown has accomplished, Coach? Top of the list, 2024 Finals MVP.
Yeah, look, it's tough to beat that as an accomplishment, Kevin. Win your team a championship and be the biggest part of it. But what I love about Jaylen Brown is the consistency of what he's done throughout his career. This guy has been good for a long time, and he's still got a long way to go.
Zealous.
Well, he can play the 4 because he gets off the ground so well.
Now, man. Brown on the move. And the dunk by Brown.
Speedy move by Brown, using his velocity to get right where he wants to go.
Here's Alexander Walker. Powered down after the assist, let him into the lane.
not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
2 minutes into the second half of play now. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet, we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Here's Mann. The jumper from the free throw line is good. Mann's got 6.
Well, he's so potent offensively. It's easy to draw up plays for him.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Not 3 off the mark. The Nuggets trail by 11. Now Claxton. Mann with it. With the block.
Yeah, it's not easy to keep a shot out of Porzingis' reach. He has such long arms.
For Denver, they have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Chicago Bulls. Led by as many as 14 points. And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Kevin. What Luka Doncic does with the ball in his hands is never predetermined. He said, quote, "I just see what the defense gives me. It's never the same decision. It's a lot of factors. You've got to look at who's guarding you, if the shot's going in or not. There's a lot to think about and then decide." Guys?
He keeps them guessing. Allie, we thank you very much. There's Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. Pass to Mann. Back to Mann. Inside. Doncic with the steal. The 3. Ooh, Doncic capping off the break. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Chicago.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
And also, you've got to mention the block shots. Playing hard on defense, not allowing shooters to get comfortable.
Here's Mann. He has 7. Down low. Clock at 6. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, and the confidence Bridges plays with, really admirable. This guy knows he has the talent to compete in the NBA.
And as we've seen, Greg, navigating this age of social media can be difficult for an NBA player.
Yeah, a momentary indiscretion can get broadcast to the whole world. So there's a need for caution that's probably higher than in decades past.
Doncic gets it to go inside.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
Now, Mann. Edie with the steal. To the middle. Here's Williams. And Williams throws it down.
Wow, Williams going up high, playing over everybody's head.
Mann in the corner. And Doncic with a clear path to the hoop. And it's good for 2. Buzelis has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Here's Brown. Out to Bridges. Shot clock at 6. And with the bounce pass. And here comes the break. The shot. Out to Doncic. Wants to get it to Brown and does. And they're running. Man can't hit.
Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
Doncic outside. Shoots over man. Rebound by the Nuggets.
Fading away. He makes that shot harder than it needs to be.
Pass to Bridges. Back to man. Screen by Claxton. To the paint to stop the drought. Buzelis grabs the board. And Billy Donovan wants a timeout. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. So both teams making some changes here.
For your incredible.
Chicago leading by 19. Outside, Simons. There's the screen. Not enough on that one as it misses. They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
And the dunk by Grant.
Taking advantage of an opening. Grant hammered that home.
You know, Greg, being a two-way player got Jeremy Grant into the NBA. But now he's grown even more.
Yeah, early on in his career, he was often the primary defender on elite scorers. Then he added scoring to his game in Detroit, becoming an effective two-way player.
2 minutes remaining.
The Bulls need to get a shot off. Johnson's shot is off. The Nuggets trailed by 17. 1:46 left in the third. Pass to Vucevic. Over Looney. And it's Vucevic missing. Outside, Simons. Now George. Back to Simons. And that one drops for him. And the Bulls lead by 19.
And Simons shows off that soft touch inside.
All you have to do is point to their turnovers this quarter. There's a reason the scoreboard looks like it does. Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Johnson outside. Now here's Wells. Hasn't made one yet. Back to Simons. Pass to Looney. And it's blocked. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. So David Adelman's decided to call a timeout here. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. The Nuggets trail by 19. And here's Carter. 5 points in the game. Pass to Vucevic. Drives to the hoop. And he banks in the layup. Vucevic has got his first 2 points of the night.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
Simons surveying the D. Shot by Johnson, no good. Carter with it. with the dunk.
Now that's what I call a momentum changer.
Yeah, when you've got a point guard, that kind of spring, no lead is safe.
Yeah, he saw the opportunity to finish with some authority, trying to fire his guys up.
And so it's Chicago, riding a 15-point lead at the...
Fans, if you want a t-shirt, we have to be able to hear you. So make...
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And it's the Bulls with the ball. Pass to Alexander Walker. They set the pick. Alexander Walker on the wing. To the wing right side. Outside Williams. The three for Doncic. The rebound by Grant. And here's Grant. He'll bring it up for Denver. Down by 15. Pick by Vucevic. Here's Brown. The putback. And Vucevic throws it down.
Yeah, still one of the league's best rebounders. Vucevic extending the possession.
Here's Doncic. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. That's on Jaylen Brown.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
Yeah, they're not pulling any punches here. Even the guards are attacking the basket.
Brown outside. Looking to end his cold spell. It's all in by the Bulls.
Well, his shot selection's been poor. If I were coaching this team, he'd be sitting next to me.
Here's Doncic. Out to Porzingis. No good from outside. The Nuggets trail by 16. Here's Brown. Picked by Vucevic. Brown with it. He's picked up by Doncic. Here's Vucevic. Offline with his three. Doncic outside. Lets it go from deep. Shot's good by Alexander Walker. And the Bulls lead by 19.
Well, that's his first three here in the second half. Gotta think he'd like a few more of those.
Now Grant. 6 to shoot. It's good from about 19 feet.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
Here's Doncic. Pass to Alexander Walker. They set the pick. Over in the corner, Porzingis. Outside, Williams. Takes the three. The rebound by Grant. The Nuggets trail by 17. Brown outside. Pass to Brown. Nice D from Doncic. Launches from deep. Denver grabs the miss.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
Yeah, it's one of those heat check shots, and heat check is a synonym for bad shot.
Here's Williams. And it's a great finish!
Oh my gosh.
How about the showmanship of Jalen Williams?
Pass to Vucevic. Brown outside. Picked by Vucevic. Shoots. Denver gets it back.
Well, they're all over the offensive glass right now, and it's a big reason that they're ahead.
Here's Brown. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Terrific finish there from Brown. He goes up strong and absorbs the contact.
Now, here's Doncic. Pass to Williams. Back to Doncic. Now Porzingis. Now, Alexander Walker. Doncic outside. Now Porzingis. It's stolen by Vucevic. Pass to Brown. Kicks it out to Jones. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Jones gutting it out in close.
The Bulls leading by 15. Doncic outside. There's a good screen. Out to Porzingis. Three-pointer. Pass to Buzelis. On the wing, Doncic. And taken away by Brown. Brown with the bucket.
What an assist from Grant. I love how versatile he is.
Screen by Porzingis. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Cans it from downtown. Doncic has got 25 points. And so David Adelman calls the timeout. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. The Nuggets trail by 16. Here's Branham. An easy 2 points on the layup. Branham's got his first bucket in this one.
When he gets the ball inside, Branham knows not to waste a good scoring.
Yeah, coming down the stretch, they've become reliant upon their perimeter game.
Well, if you're looking to get points in a hurry as the game clock's running down, that's certainly the way to do it.
Back to Carter. Beyond the arc. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
That's the look you want. Gotta be disappointed coming up empty.
And Kevin, even though they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular, and he did.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it. To the inside. And George with the stuff.
Precise delivery on the pass. Led him perfect.
That free throw good from George. And so it's Carter who brings the ball up for Denver. It's an 18-point game. Outside, Grant. Here's Carter. Oh, what a finish.
And that's a special play coming from the one spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Clock at 6. Doncic trains it from beyond the arc. Doncic has got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for the Bulls. Pass to Branham. Claxton inside. Over Edey. Edey with the rebound. Chicago leading by 19 points. Doncic left side. Bulls moving the ball around. Hawkins outside. Another three for Chicago.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
Screen by Claxton. With the drive. Grant with the ball. George picks him up. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Officiating is always a hot topic among fans, Greg. That's never going to go away. And some people think the game is called too closely now.
Be careful, Kevin. We don't need any fines over here. Fans are bound to get frustrated with certain calls, but overall, I think our officials do a great job, and the game is about as fair as it can be.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Bulls.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Luka Doncic.
Well, what an unselfish display from him tonight. Sharing the ball, creating for others, just beautiful basketball.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a